the big problem is the fans of Toronto. And I actually, because I work a lot in politics, I kind of liken it to the political situation. Again, in Toronto, you can just put all kinds of shit on the plate and people eat it. And I don't get it. Like, I'm from Calgary. I was born in Montreal, lived in Vancouver. Like in Vancouver, if you're bad, you're going to have a riot. And actually, in fact, they did have riots. And, in Montreal, if you're bad, you're going to have riots. And in fact, they had riots. Like, I'm not advocating, an uprising. Maybe perhaps I am. But it's just like the fans put up with this stuff. And then MLSE, I guess, figures, well, we can get away with it. We can charge lots of money for tickets, and corporations and law firms are going to come because nobody gets mad. I think people in Toronto should get mad, but they seem to be genetically predisposed never to get mad. So you cited the Raptors, and the Raptors are a happy example. They do seem to be an exception to the picture I'm painting. And I was a Raptors seasons ticket holder for years. And then, pandemics intervened and all that kind of stuff. So I'm not any longer. But there was a qualitative difference just sticking with the people, sticking with the crowds at a Raptors game compared to a Maple Leafs game. A bank, typically, it's almost the paradox, invited me to go see the Maple Leafs play. And, the guys were playing well, and I can't even remember if they won or not. It probably doesn't matter. All I noticed was, like, 90% of the crowd were sitting there on their Blackberries or their iPhones. They weren't even watching the game. And it's like, man, you guys have paid like $700 for a ticket and you're not even paying attention. Whereas when you go to a Raptors game, it's like the United Nations. There's diversity and parents with kids, and it's fun and it's loud, and it's a really different kind of sports product, dare I call it that. And, I think they need to take some of that and figure out how to do that, particularly with the Leafs, but also with the Jays. I mean, sometimes I wonder if it's, in the case of the Raptors, you overwhelmingly got American citizens, all these young men who are Americans coming here. And, perhaps they're not wild about the snow and the exchange rate at the start. No, actually, the exchange rate works in their favor. But, it's like, what am I doing here? And they seem hungry. They put on a show. Whereas the Leafs, I don't know, it's like, guys, you haven't won in more than half a century. Like, that's just, in political terms, that's an enormous amount of time. And people put up with it. And there's almost you could do works of sociology on it.
Nothing left to give from a day of chasing dreams. Settle